Hi, Kiss and Hugs. Thanks for coming. Looks like your announcement worked on Discord. I just saw it come through. Thanks for setting that up. Bork! Thanks for coming. Thanks for following. Good to have you here. Nico! I might as well pretend like you guys want to see me, so here I am. Hi! That's weird. Why am I muted? I see the sound coming through on Streamlabs. That's weird. Uh, can you hear me now too, Kiss and Hugs? Excellent. Hey, Orc Swag, what's going on? So, Bork, I guess you didn't hear me say hi and thank you for the follow. Appreciate you coming by. It's possible you may have muted Twitch. I may have done this, which might have reset my mic. Anything's possible. All right. Thanks for coming. Let's get back into the game. We just started day 3. And first thing I want to do, read the paper.
Times Picayune, dated
No?
June 20, 1993.
Oh, so maybe it was
Gabriel scans over
Kiss and
an
Hugs is muted.
uninteresting front page. Under the cultural events section, there's a notice about a lecture on African religions. The lecture is at Tulane University. Gabriel's horoscope for the day. An evil eye is upon you. Change course before it's too late.
Lighten up.
Yeah, I don't think Gabriel's going to follow the advice and change course. So, when last we left, Grace said she had messages for me.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you have messages for me?
Your pal Mosley called. He left a message that they're interrogating a suspect this morning and you might want to be there.
Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
Do you have more messages for me?
That man from Germany called again, Wolfgang Ritter. Now he's claiming to be a relative of yours. I took down his number. If you change your mind and want to give him a call back, just ask me for it.
Do you have more messages for me?
I've given everything to you.
Can I get that phone number for Wolfgang Ritter?
Sure. I'll give it to you when we're done talking. Here's that phone number.
Thanks.
Let's see, I think we have a couple things in the inventory now.
Somewhere there's a New Orleans phone book missing one of its C pages.
Yeah, this is we've got the section of Cazanu's. We need to track down the old lady Kazanu who's in the Dixieland drugstore. And due to the nature of games like this, I think I actually need to write these numbers down because I don't think it's going to auto-dial them. Let me be right back. I need to get a pen. I am back. I'm sure you all missed me terribly.
The number written on the note is 4909 324 3333.
Thank you, Kiss and Hugs. That is a long telephone number. But I suppose we better figure out what Wolfgang wants. I wonder, can
It's
we do this?
customary to pick it up first.
No, don't think I can just auto dial. Pick it up. Dial tone.
Guten Tag, Sie haben Schloss Ritter erreicht?
I'm looking for Wolfgang Ritter.
Ja, einen Moment.
Yeah, is this Gabriel on the phone?
This is Gabriel Knight. Why are you calling me, Mr. Ritter?
I have been having premonitions of great danger for you, Gabriel. You must leave New Orleans this very day.
What the hell are you talking about?
It is hard to explain on the phone. I have had senses, feelings about you. It took me a long time to have you tracked down. I had a sense that Heinz had a grandson, but until these dreams started, I did not know if I should contact you.
You say you're related to my grandfather?
Yes, Heinz was my brother. There is much about the family that you should know, Gabriel. Come to Schloss Ritter in Rittersberg, West Germany. It is our family home. I will tell you everything when you come. You must come immediately. You are in great danger there.
Look, I appreciate the family spirit and all, but frankly I don't know you from Adam, and I'm not going to fly off to Germany even if I could afford it.
Gabriel, please. If you won't listen, at least let me send you something. It is a journal from one of your ancestors. Promise me you will read it.
Well, I'm pretty busy.
Please, Gabriel, you are the last of our line. I am too old to carry on. You are our last hope. Please, for your family, read the journal.
All right, I'll look at it.
Good. Now be careful and come to me as soon as you can. Goodbye.
So that's one way in which you can tell the age of the game, where they specifically referenced West Germany. And some of you were probably not even alive when there was still a West and East Germany. Classics. All right, let's do the fun phone thing again. Let's see if we can track down Old Lady Kazanu.
Hello.
Hi, is this the Kazanu residence?
Yes. What can I do for you?
Do you or does anyone in your family patronize the Dixieland drugstore?
I'm a busy man. What are you selling?
Nothing.
Good. Goodbye.
Hey, Fool's Opinions. Good to have you here. This is fun playing just phone games.
Hello, Casano residence?
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me.
Yeah?
A woman in the Dixieland drugstore dropped her purse today, and the name Kazanu was inside it.
Dixieland Drugstore? Never heard of it. Sorry.
At least Gabriel is getting a little more creative with his stories.
Hello?
Hello? I'm calling from the Dixieland drugstore. We have an order for you.
Castro, be quiet. Who is this?
I'm a friend of the owner.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Doggo, yes, that was definitely the right lady, but she certainly doesn't want to talk to us. I wonder what we can do about that. Let's look at what we got. Oh, we got a lump of clay. I don't think that can help us yet. I don't think a picture of the old family will help us. Let's look at the phone book again. She's got a doggo. That's a doggo. I wonder if that's her vet.
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
Oh, I like this. Oh, this one's so tempting. This one is so tempting. But no, I think I really need to track down Madame Cazanou.
Do you have a Madame Cazanou as a client?
Madame Cazanou? Sure, I know her. She's not here right now, though.
Really? She told me she'd be there. Would you happen to have an address by any chance?
Yes, but I'm not sure I should give it out. Who are you again?
She's won a major prize. Yeah, that's not a scam. Ooh, but worry about a doggo. Everybody worries about a doggo.
I'm worried about Castro. He's missed 3 dance lessons.
Castro? Her little doggy? Oh, he's so sweet. Well, I guess if you know Castro, it's okay. Her address is 345 Dauphine.
Thanks.
So yes, I got approval from the dog, even though the dog doesn't know me. Beautiful. There is lots of stuff to do today. I'm gonna actually just save up. You're right, it is all about the dog, always. And yes, doggy dance lessons, because who would not want to teach their dog how to dance? You will notice that the woman on the phone didn't even flinch at that as a suggestion.
I'm out of here. Try not to sell out the store while I'm gone.
Have fun.
Hey fools, yes, this is definitely an older game. The original platform was DOS, and they did make a version that ran on Windows 3.1. Hey Midnight, good to see you. Let's go see Mosley.
You
you son of... Give me back my badge. Now, Knight!
Sure. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Yeah? Well, you borrow it again in your history. Now, about today. Glad you made it. It'll give you a feel for how I am in action. You know, handling suspects, that sort of thing.
I'm sure it'll be invigorating. Who is this guy anyway?
Calls himself Crash. He's been an informant for us before, mostly helping us bust small-time pimps and dealers trying to break into the territory. Well, he's been staying invisible during these murders, but we picked him up this morning at Jackson Square. Pushing coke? He knows something. Call it detective's instinct.
Detective's instinct. Got it.
All right, Crash. I want to hear about these murders. You been present at the so-called voodoo ritual?
I don't know nothing. I told you.
Come on now, you can tell me. Do you know anyone who's been to these rituals?
Look, I can't say nothing. You gotta let me go, man.
Now, you relax. No one knows you're here. The men who picked you up were plainclothesmen.
Plain clothes, like you could fool them. They know I'm here. They've got ears all over the city. They know everything.
Now, who are they, Crash? Are they the ones doing the murders?
Let me go.
If you're so worried about being detained, start talking. Now, you tell me what I want to hear, and maybe I can get you in the witness protection program. But you have to earn it.
Witness protection? Are you crazy? Don't make me laugh. Jesus, just let me out of here.
Now, come on. Who's behind these murders, Crash? Why are the victims all members of the underworld?
By now they know I'm here. I mean, it's different when I'm supposed to come here. Or if I can send a message. Tell them I didn't say nothing.
Christ, he's frickin' useless. Take him back to detain him, would you, Tony?
Poor Crash.
I tell you, times like this, I'd kill for truth serum and damn the civil rights.
Can I quote you on that?
Huh? Hell no. Damn! We only keep him for 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, I might have to let him go. Sorry it wasn't more exciting. For the book, I mean. Maybe you can punch it up some. You know, what do they call that? Fiction, that's it.
It certainly is. I'll see what I can do. Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Don't think.
What's the
there's anything
status on
new.
the voodoo murders case?
It sure as hell ain't going well. There's a lot of brakes being applied in different areas of the investigation. We're getting some real info on the victims now, and they're not exactly upstanding citizens. I was hoping to get more out of Crash,
Excuse
but
me?
he's scared shitless. We'll have to let him go tomorrow morning.
What's the status on the voodoo murders case?
I told you, it's going for shit.
Have you ever called the hair club for men?
I'd rather have no hair than your hair, Knight.
I don't think there's anything new to ask Mr. Mosley. It was kind of him to invite us for the interrogation, though.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Later, Knight.
Okay. Jackson Square. See if that artist has finished our drawing. Yeah, Midnight, there is quite a bit of a Gambit vibe about him, no doubt. Alright, there's our technical artist.
The artist is an able draftsman, but interrogating him wouldn't lend much to Gabriel's investigation.
Fine, I'll use the other talk icon.
How's it going today? What? Oh, it's only you. Man, I have been jumpy all day. That pattern of yours really freaked me out for some reason. There's just something creepy.
You finished it?
Yeah, and you're welcome to it. Here.
Wow, this is great.
Uh-huh. Just don't, blow up the planet with it or something, okay?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Oh, forget it. I'm probably just being stupid. Do your thing with it, and good luck.
Right. Let's check that out.
The reconstructed Veve was done for Gabriel by a technical artist. The artist's reconstruction of the voodoo murders pattern looks accurate to Gabriel. Something about it seems vaguely familiar and creepy.
Okay. Got a Veve. Ooh, fortune teller. Should be fun.
The booth is a colorful melange. It announces the owner as Madame Lorelei and gives prices for palm reading, $20, crystal ball gazing, $15, and birth charts, $50. Madame Lorelei lounges at the booth, fondling her snake.
Come on, boys. Hoopla.
Flying Spaghetti Monster does seem fairly likely, yes.
Not a bad idea. Ooh, baby, I love the way you move.
Madame Lorelei winks knowingly at Gabriel and twitches her hip.
Yep, she wants me.
Excellent kiss and hugs. I will be excited to see what the response is. Yeah.
Thanks, boys.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at those responses when I'm done streaming. She dropped something. Let's see.
Gabriel examines the veil with a magnifying glass. That sequin looks a little strange. Why, it's a snake scale.
Tweezers.
Gabriel carefully uses the tweezers to remove the snake scale from the veil.
Alright.
Those two objects would have those.
I forget how to do this.
Gabriel magnifies the scale from the fortune teller.
No,
The iridescent scale is hued olive green. It doesn't seem to match the scale from Lake Pontchartrain.
have no idea what surface he's putting this on since he's standing in the middle of a patch of grass, but video games.
Gabriel magnifies the scale from the lake.
I don't think I
The
actually did this
iridescent
before.
scale is brilliantly hued with greens and purples.
And then we might as well check out the snake
Gabriel
skin.
magnifies the shed skin from Magentia Moonbeam's snake. The snake scales are hued brown. They don't match the scale from Lake Pontchartrain.
Yeah, he's a free spirit. He does stuff wherever he wants. Quite literally.
I think this veil, belongs to you.
Huh, my veil. I'm always losing those things. You have no idea. Well, darling, you're such a sweetie to return a lady's delicates, and so handsome as well.
Will I?
And since you have such a clear interest in fortune-telling, let me see your hands. They look so strong. Perhaps they will make both our fortunes clear, no?
I wish something would.
Strong. Yes, and yet so delicate and flexible.
You don't know the half of it.
Oh, good. I see a mysterious woman in your immediate future.
Madame Lorelei winks at Gabriel knowingly.
She is a dangerous one, dark and beautiful. Ah, I see the road of your life forking. And very soon.
The blood drains from Madame Lorelei's face in an instant. Sweat beads on her upper lip.
Are you okay?
Oh God! Beware! Beware!
What is it about me lately?
Yeah, that didn't quite go as anticipated. Weird. I think something's going on. So we got the Veve. I know what I want to do. So Gabriel had his fortune told and it turned weird. Things are looking very, very dangerous. And then the fortune teller ran away because of course she would. I want to go to Graham's house and check in with her.
It's my favorite grandson. How nice.
Yes. Thank you, Org. That's exactly what she said.
Your only grandson, but nice try, Gran.
Make yourself at home, son.
I've played this game several times, and I don't think I've ever done what I'm about to do.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
I don't know that I've ever actually gone and asked Gran about Wolfgang.
Do you know anyone named Wolfgang Ritter?
As I said, your granddad's surname was originally Ritter. I never learned much about his family, but from things he said, I always thought he had a brother back in Germany. I don't know if Wolfgang Ritter is related to your granddad or not.
Do you know anyone named Wolfgang Ritter?
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Let's throw her a compliment while we're
you
here.
You get prettier every time I see you.
Oh, you.
Alright. That was just important to do. Follow up
Well,
with the
Gran,
family.
I better get going.
All right, dear.
I've never actually noticed that before. Yeah, let's go to the university.
It looks like the lecture is just starting. Gabriel decides to record the session.
Voodoo is the tribal religion of Africa, but the name Voodoo is actually a banner heading under which resides an entire body of distinct tribal belief systems. The word voodoo may sound familiar to you. What is known in the States as voodoo is actually an amalgamation of African religious systems, voodoo, and European religions, primarily Catholicism. All of the subcults of African voodoo have certain things in common. The most important is the worship of a pantheon of spirits instead of the single deity that the Christian and Muslim systems have. Some of these spirits are elementals. Some relate to specific tasks or places. Some represent important tribal leaders who have died. This spirit worship is what makes voodoo
You
so
might be right,
easily
Nico.
adaptable.
She might be behind
With
the
all
whole
those
thing.
spirits, it's no problem to add a few more. Say, for example, the Virgin Mary. At the height of tribal Africa, warfare was common. The one tribe would conquer another, and the Loa, important in the conqueror's tribal system, would be adopted readily into the conquered tribe's Loa pantheon. In this way, many of the voodoo cults spread and mingled throughout tribal Africa, enriching the belief system and causing innumerable offshoots. The basis for the voodoo religion seems to be as old as man himself. It has much in common with many early pagan practices: animal totems, sympathetic magic, elemental spirits in the trees, the heavens, the bodies of the sick. Africa is believed by many to be the cradle of the human race. Some of the voodoo Loa may be as old
That
as
actually means a
God
lot to me
itself.
that you're going to hang out
We
here
still can't
when
explain
Phoenix is
some of the
streaming.
real power of
That's
these primal
awesome.
religions.
Thank you.
And note, I said primal, not primitive. There are African Bokors who baffle our scientists with their supernatural powers. Now, let's discuss the elements of voodoo.
Fascinating guy.
In voodoo, the spirits are called the Loa. During a voodoo ceremony, celebrants are possessed by the Loa, and this is called being ridden. The human worshiper is seen as a horse, and the Loa as the divine horseman. A person being ridden by a Loa takes on the characteristics of that spirit and becomes, in effect, merely a vessel for the more powerful entity. Some of the older original Africa Loa include Dambala, the great serpent god; Hezruli, the mistress of love; Papa Nebo, or Gede, the lord of death; Agwe, the spirit of water; Legba, spirit of the crossroads; and the cruelest and most dangerous, Ogun Badagri, the lord of destruction.
Oh, I gotta get more sleep at night.
Tribe-specific Loa can have as much or more power as the more widely worshipped Loa. For instance, a particular tribe might revere highly the Loa of an ancestor who was a legendary hunter or politician. Voodoo temples are called Haunfors. Their priests, Hungan or Bokors. Their priestesses, Mama Loa. In a voodoo Haunfor, there's a ritual circle marked by a center pole called a poto mitan. The ritual circle is prepared with a veve, a pattern of symbols. Each tribe's veve is slightly different, consisting of complex symbols that identify their special Loa.
Their special Loa may be the flying spaghetti
During
monster.
ritual conclaves, initiates dance under the supervision of a Bokor and a Mama Loa, or head priestess. The use of totems or animal masks and markings was not uncommon in the original African ceremonies. Now, though, all but the oldest sects have abandoned this practice. Ritual objects used during the conclaves include the ritual gourd or asson, the ritual knife or kubasa.
That knife gives me the chills.
The ritual whip, or fouet cache. And the ritual coffin, or seke madule. These items are often optional, called for by the Mama Loa for specific magical rituals. The Mama Loa is the most powerful figure in any voodoo sect. Voodoo is a truly matriarchal system. Even the Bokor knows his power is limited. The Mama Loa is the supreme woman. She butterflies, fireflies.
light. No, what is it? Gabriel? What? I can't see. Gabriel, get in. Can't. It's too small for me. You must get in, Gabriel. It's not mine. Too small. Hide, Gabriel. Hide. No, no. Let me out. Help.
Young man, the lecture is over.
Oh my God, sorry.
Interesting lecture. One of the things that I like about this game is that with conversations with Dr. John and Magenta Moonbeam, they do a fair bit of just information sharing on voodoo. I don't know how much of it is accurate. Obviously, a lot of it was, made up to suit the needs of the game, but I still think it's interesting that they spent a lot of time on the lore. I never slept during lectures, but I wanted to. A lot.
Gabriel scans the bulletin board. Greek night at the Alpha Psi Omega frat house. It looks like it took place sometime last spring. Gabriel scans the bulletin board. There's a notice for a lecture on investigative reporting techniques to be given by octogenarian Pulitzer Prize winner Laura Bo Dorian. Unfortunately, it's weeks away. By that time, Gabriel will have to have learned on his own.
That notice is actually kind of, I don't want to say significant, it's basically an Easter egg to other Sierra Online games. There were two games that were developed, one called, that were both, like Roaring Twenties murder mysteries. The first one was called The Colonel's Bequest, and the second one, The Dagger of Amun-Ra. The main character was Laura Bow, so this lecture that's coming up is being given by the main character from those two games. I've actually been thinking I might want to do The Colonel's Bequest on stream sometime later on, because it's actually a really good game. Alright, let's see if we can get any information from Pompous Older Guy.
Are you a student?
No. My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Well, you have walked into my private office, Mr. Knight. I hope you have something worthwhile to do here. If you figure it out, let me know.
I like him. He's so sarcastic. Ooh, he's got
Exotic fish lend even more color to the cluttered office.
We have to make sure Aquafire comes in and feeds the fish regularly.
Dr. Hartridge's office is crowded with masks, carved figures, and strange objects. The squatter grins maliciously at Gabriel. It's an enormous stone head. The carved stone head looks African and very old. That mask is quite hideous. Dr. Hartridge is sharp-eyed and even sharper tongued. When he condescends to look at Gabriel at all, it's with a dismissive glare.
That's a good question, Kiss and Hugs. I think the only place we've been that really has been neat and tidy, okay, there's been Grant's house and Maliaghetti's house. Those are the only places I saw that were like really clean and organized.
Mind if I pick your brain?
Not if it will get you out of my office.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
You already sat through my lecture on the subject, Mr. Knight. Perhaps next time you could stay awake and learn something.
So, that is the best answer to that question in the entire game. No doubt.
What can you tell me about Voodoo.
You already...
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I've read about them in the papers. I must admit to some interest. But according to the newspapers, the voodoo aspect is faked, so I haven't really pursued it. You know how Americans, especially Hollywood, treats voodoo. I'm sure there are many so-called practitioners out there that have no idea what they're doing or the power they're playing with.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
As I said, I don't know anything but what the papers say. According to them, there's no reason for me to be interested.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I find it interesting to see the occasional fragment of voodoo practices in the everyday culture of New Orleans.
What else can you tell me about New Orleans?
The Catholic Church has always dominated in New Orleans, and its imagery, in turn, has dominated New Orleans voodoo.
What else can you tell me about New Orleans?
If there's more you wish to know, perhaps you should read my books.
Of course this guy writes books. He's just the type.
Do you know anything about snakes?
I'm not a zoologist, Mr. Knight, but I know all I care to about reptiles.
Do you know anything about snakes? What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
It's June 23rd, the feast day of St. John the Baptist. But June 23rd has been a sacred day since the earliest times. Ancient sun worshippers used to roll a flaming wheel down a hill to celebrate the sun's descent on that day.
A burning wheel? Huh.
Right. We should celebrate St. John's Eve. I don't know how we would do that, but happy birthday?
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I'm not in the habit of repeating myself, Mr. Knight.
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans Corps means?
Cabri sans corps? Yes, I do. It's a Haitian term, I believe. It's French, and literally translates as goat without horns.
As in a female goat?
No, as in a human sacrifice.
That's a fair point, Orc. That's a very fair point.
Variety. Chickens, bulls, goats. If the gods demand a goat without horns, it means a human being.
What was that translation of a Cabri sans corps again?
I'm not in the habit of repeating myself, Mr. Knight.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
While I find the colloquial bastardizations of voodoo somewhat interesting from a sheerly intellectual point of view, there's not a lot of relation between people like Laveau and true voodoo practices.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
I'm not in the habit of...
Do you know anything about animal masks?
As I said in my lecture, which I assume you actually listened to, is that animal masks, totems, are used extensively in most African voodoo religions.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
I'm not in the...
Except I get this guy to repeat himself all the time. He repeats that statement all the time.
Tell me about bebés.
If you'd taken notes during my lecture, you wouldn't have to ask.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
I'm afraid I can't help you there, Mr. Knight.
Ooh, something he doesn't actually know.
Tell me about yourself.
All right, Mr. Knight, I'm 35, a fully tenured professor at this university, as well as a fellow at Cambridge. My doctorate was obtained at Syracuse. Yes, Syracuse, in religious studies. I'm an agnostic, but I find human belief systems fascinating. I specialize in African religions because I grew up there. My father was a Protestant missionary. And I am heterosexual, when I practice sex at all, which isn't very often. Any other questions?
No.
Fine.
Yeah, don't need to ask him again about himself. He was very thorough.
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
It's very rare. Most Voodoo practices do not include human sacrifice as a matter of record, but it is theoretically possible if that's what the gods demand. For example, one of the chants I had translated for me from a Haitian ritual went like this. Mistress Azuli, come and aid us. If a cock is demanded, we will give it. If a bull will suffice, behold it. But if a goat without horns is required for sacrifice, oh, where will we find one? Azuli is the gentlest of Loa, so they
Rooster.
call on her for mercy.
Rooster.
But
Rooster.
I have seen grown and powerful Hungan tremble before a possession
Rooster.
by one of the more violent Loa, such as Papa Nebo. Clearly, they are afraid that something of the sort will be ordered, or that the Loa will simply take it for themselves.
Oh, that is good. That is good, Nico. That is very, very good. Kiss and hugs? I don't have a rooster.
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
I wouldn't dwell on it. Most Voodoo sects probably haven't seen a human sacrifice for several generations.
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
I wouldn't.
All right. I think that's it for questions, but I think there are some things that he might want to see. Check this out.
Is there anything you can tell me about the voodoo aspects of this photograph?
This is serious voodoo ritual. Nasty stuff.
In what way?
Let's see. I can't make out much detail from this photograph. Except for the corpse, of course. But the wound, the face, and what little I can see of the ritual paraphernalia. It reminds me of certain black voodoo practices. Very rare. I've never witnessed them myself, you understand.
Really? Interesting. Thanks.
That might prove interesting, Orc.
Can you tell me anything about this pattern?
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Mind if I copy this?
Be my guest.
Great. I'll be right back. Here you go. You know, this is a fascinating veve. You must tell me all about its origin.
Actually, I was hoping you'd tell me. Can you figure out anything about it from the symbols?
Well, some. That's why I wanted a copy. I want to research the design myself. Each of the symbols in the veve represents something, a loa, a place. Where did you get this?
Have you heard of the voodoo murders?
No, you're kidding. Really? Then the voodoo is authentic. The newspapers are wrong. Boy, are they wrong.
You think this veve is authentic, then?
Authentic? Mr. Knight, that's like asking if the Mona Lisa is a painting. Tell you what, I'll look into these symbols myself and see what I can learn about the sect that made this. I'll give you a call when I have more information. You are associated with the police, aren't you?
Absolutely. But I'm, undercover. You can contact me at the St. George's bookshop in the quarter.
All right. Now, I'd like to get started on this if you don't mind.
All right, so that's good. So that's our first sign that the voodoo murders might be more than what's going on. And yes, Nico, it is very interesting. And the question is, who's responsible? Is it Grandma Knight or is it somebody else? I don't know. You might be right. It could be Grandma Knight. I think we've exhausted him.
Okay, thanks.
Goodbye.
He's actually one of my favorite characters in the game. Just the dry, sardonic wit is just perfect. Quarter. Where do I want to go now? Oh, I know where I want to go now. I forgot to do something at the Moonbeam residence.
Gabriel Knight, come in.
Hello, Magentia.
Yeah, Museum Wharf guy. He'll show up
Please,
again.
be seated.
I just don't know if we have anything new to ask him just yet. Oh, pardon me for finishing my beverage. So, I wonder what she knows about this.
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
Oh, the voodoo code. It is very secret, yes? I studied it with my mentor, the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Great. Can you tell me what it says?
Let's see. Well, some of it is nonsense, I'm afraid. Whoever wrote this wasn't very good.
That's all right. Just tell me what it says.
It starts with a D and a J, and then... Okay, this part makes sense. It says, conclave tonight, bring... then there's more nonsense. F-W-E-T-K-A-S-H. Well, that last bit might mean cash. Fresh cash? It doesn't make much sense.
That's okay, thanks. DJ Conclave. K-A-S-H. It's a start.
I'm happy I could help.
And I find that juxtaposition right there very interesting. Magentia Moonbeam obviously is much more about the flash of, you know, voodoo practices that are not necessarily authentic, but she did know what that code is. That code seems to be legitimate, but she doesn't know what a wet cache is, which we just learned at the lecture what the wet cache is, because that's the ritual whip. So that, I find that very interesting. She kind of knows what she's talking about and kind of has no idea what she's actually involved in.
Well, I guess I'll be gone now.
Do what you will, if it harm none.
Count on it.
Where else do I need to go? Alright. Do we want to... You know what? Let's pop in and say hi to Dr. John.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
I haven't saved in a little while, so might as well do a save. Voodoo Museum. Wait, are you guys talking about Candyman's brother? And I want people out there to get the Candyman's brother reference. If you don't, I'm gonna be sad.
Could I ask you some more questions?
Of course. I also find our dialogue stimulating.
Okay. Okay, kiss and hug. So the Candyman's brother reference is, if you remember Star Trek The Next Generation, Worf had his brother Kern, who was the one who actually told him about, like, the supposed dishonor of his father, and Kern was played by Tony Todd, and Tony Todd is the actor who plays Candyman. Ooh, I don't remember Black Voodoo coming up as a topic before. That must have come up with Professor Hartridge.
Do you know anything about Black Voodoo?
That sort of viewpoint makes my work very difficult, Mr. Knight.
I'm not implying that all voodoo is evil. But there are certain practitioners that use voodoo towards a darker end.
Different kind of Candyman.
No one that I am familiar with. If there are one or two ignorant believers, that is none of my concern. And I do not care to promote a Hollywood interpretation of voodoo by discussing it.
I don't know about that. He seemed kind of upset, even for Worf. I think that Black Voodoo comment hit close to the mark.
Do you know anything about Veves?
I believe they have something to do with Haitian voodoo, but that is not really my area.
Interesting.
Do you know anything about Veves?
I believe they have something to do with Haitian voodoo, but that is not really my area.
Haitian voodoo is not your area, but I don't quite like the way you said that. Have a nice day. I mean, no, I've never played this game before. I have no idea what's going on.
I'll be going.
Come back again.
His area is specifically New Orleans voodoo. I wish we could ask that question. I really do. What can you tell me about batlets? I actually think I want to go back to Tulane and ask Heartrage about Black Voodoo. It bothers me that I didn't ask him about that.
Mr. Knight, you're back. Oh, goody.
I love this guy.
Mind if I pick your brain?
Not if it will get you out of my office.
What do you know about the Enterprise? There we go.
Tell me what you mean by Black Voodoo.
Well, like any religion, the beliefs can tend toward positive or negative ends. Can be used for good or evil. Christianity, for example, has its doppelganger, Satanism. Anytime you attempt to set up an icon to explain evil, you invite some warped mind to worship it. The same is true of voodoo. There are those who are drawn by and desire personal power from the darker, bloodier Loa.
Can you give me an example of Black Voodoo?
All right. There is a very secret, very dark cult in Haiti called the Cult de Mort, Cult of the Dead. Their primary law is Papa Nebo, Loa of the Cemetery. They practice a particularly disgusting form of necromancy, magic using the dead. They dig up corpses and use their decaying bodies for various spells and curses.
That is an excellent point, Orc Swag. Definitely. Klingon Empire, based in voodoo, no doubt.
Can you give me another example of Black Voodoo?
In tribal Africa there were, and still are, black Bokors. Shamans bent towards the dark, who not only practiced necromancy, but also human sacrifice.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Black Voodoo?
Only that if it's being practiced in this city, none of us are safe.
Ooh. He seems a little nervous now. Alright. Glad I went back and asked him about that.
Okay, thanks.
Goodbye.
Ooh, let's go to the Kazanu residence. Sure, this will be fine. Be just fine. Let's operate the door knocker.
Yes? Who is it?
Hi, I'm doing an article on voodoo, and I heard that you...
I am a good Catholic, young man. Take your evil influence elsewhere.
But I just have a few questions.
I Aye. Go away.
Oh, that went well. All right, let's go away and have a rethink on that. Let's go to the bookstore.
Hey, Grace. Here I am.
Oh boy, party time.
I love Grace. Grace is wonderful. I don't remember if I read the paper today. Does anybody remember if I read the paper today?
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Don't you do any research right now? Oh, let's research.
I have a
the
pattern I need you to research.
How interesting. What is it?
It's a reconstruction of the tracings they found around the murder victims. The ones done in flour and blood.
Ugh. You shouldn't carry this kind of thing around. Who knows what these symbols mean?
Well, wear your evil banishing gloves if you want. But check it out for me, would you?
I'll see what I can find out. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Let's see what Grace knows about Black Voodoo.
Do you know anything about Black Voodoo?
Black voodoo? Now, what are you getting yourself into?
Nothing you need to know about. Do you?
I know there are dark forms of any major religion. Where there's a yin, there's a yang.
Speaking of yin and yang...
But no, I don't know anything really about voodoo, dark or otherwise. Sorry.
Actually, I think I did read the paper because I think that's how I found out about the lecture.
Do you know anything about Veve?
I told you, I can't help you with that.
I just found out the term. I didn't ask you that question before. Oh my god. But let's read the paper again just to be safe.
Times Picayune, dated June 20, 1993. Gabriel scans over an uninteresting front page. Under the cultural events section, there's a notice about a lecture on African religions. The lecture is at Tulane University.
I was
Gabriel's horoscope for the day.
17.
An evil eye is upon you.
That's okay, Kiss and
Change
Hugs.
course.
I didn't
it's
remember
too late.
either.
Lighten up.
Right, yeah, the lighten up after the horoscope reading. What is this?
Grace keeps her art supplies here.
Oh, Grace does art. Interesting.
I'll be back later.
Good luck.
Oh, I know. Let's go here.
Hi.
Uh-huh. What do you know about Veves and
Can I
Black
ask
Voodoo?
you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
If they were going to do this in some kind of movie, I could totally see never mind. I can't remember his name. I have somebody in mind to play this guy, and I can't remember his name.
Do you know anything about Veves?
No, sir. Never heard of him.
Do you know anything about Black Voodoo?
Black voodoo? Oh, no such thing. I tell you for sure.
Oh, he's been in a lot of things. He's a relatively famous actor at this point, because he was in Solo, he was in Spider-Man Homecoming, and Glover. I can't remember his first name because I keep thinking about the Glover who was in Lethal Weapon, and I don't know if I'm confusing the names. Yes, him. Yes. Then who's the guy who was in Lethal Weapon? Okay, there we go. All right. I was confused somewhere, just not with Donald. All right, cool. I think Donald Glover would be perfect for this guy, even if it's a relatively minor role. All right. Let's find animal mask.
I have $100. You still want to sell that crocodile mask?
That's $100, sure enough. The mask, it's yours, sir. Here you go. Careful it don't bite you now.
Yeah, thanks.
And yes,
Don't you go forgetting your lagniappe?
he just puts
A
that
free
mask
bottle of Master
right in his
Gambling
coat, no
oil.
problem.
The sign said I could get Lady Luck oil instead.
Well, I wasn't thinking a man as young as you would be needing that kind of remedy. But if you's having problems with your...
Oh, that's all right. Believe me, I don't need it. I'll just stick with this. Thanks, anyway.
Of course, it ain't none of my business if you do need it.
I don't need it.
Of course you don't.
And am I crazy, or does this right here kind of look like a Veve? I think it kind of looks like a Veve. Coat as bag of holding, yes, that seems legit. Alright. Let's head back to the Kazanu residence. Let's see if we can fool our way inside. Alright. Save game. Got a lot of tapes done. Only 4 people we haven't actually talked to in a major capacity. Alright. Madame Kazanu is a good Catholic woman. I'm sure no one will go to hell for this.
All right, but this is private.
Yeah. Also, there's a thing that I'm asking questions that I, of course, already know the answer to. I'm just trying to be engaging. There's the Master Camp hair gel. Nobody wants a mop top
The
priest.
things I do for my art.
All right.
Yes? Who is it?
It's Father McLaughlin to see you.
Father McLaughlin, you say? You must be new in the parish. I'm so pleased to meet you, Father. Do come in.
Thank you, my child.
Please be seated, Father.
This
you.
actually has...
What can I do for you?
Yeah, it is. It is so stereotypical. This actually has one of the funniest moments in the game, I think.
The painting behind the couch is a Madonna and Child. It's a painting of a pretty young lady in old-fashioned clothes.
Madame, in younger days?
Good heavens, no, Father.
There's an old-fashioned jewelry box on the coffee table. The tea service has been polished recently. Madame uses it with her Creole sisters, perhaps? Madame's parlor is full of carefully dusted and polished relics of her past. Madame Kazanu looks fragile and pale under a thick layer of face powder. If Gabriel is not mistaken, she's a slice short of a loaf.
Gabriel is not judgmental at all.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions, my child?
Of course not, mon père.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? I am Creole. My family has been in New Orleans for over 200 years. Real New Orleanians are French, you see. These days the city is overrun with people with no heritage at all. No offense, Father, but it's true. But the French, naturellement, will always be the true blood of New Orleans.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, Father, I don't know what else to say.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
People think I'm just a foolish old woman, but I know the things they do. My family's been in New Orleans since 1750, so I know more than most. Voodoo people are all over this city, in the shops, everywhere. They'll curse you like that, and most people don't even notice. Spit on your bread at the bakery. Take strands of your hair at the store when you try on the clothes. You have to be so careful. But I know their ways, so I can protect myself. I know how to use the magic too, and I can counteract their evil spells.
Tell me more about voodoo in New Orleans.
It's just plain evil. It's dangerous to even discuss it.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
The only true New Orleanians are of French origin, you know. My family were among the original settlers of New Orleans. They came here from France. The Creole society used to be so gay in New Orleans. Now it barely hangs on by its fingernails.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
You know, I can stroll the streets of the French Quarter and see
No comment,
in my mind's
Nico.
eye the way it used
No
to
comment.
be. It was wonderful in the old days.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans isn't what it used to be, I can tell you. There's too few of the real people left.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans isn't what it used.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Voodoo murders? Ha! They are nothing new to me, Father. They happen all the time. I hardly go out anymore. It's too dangerous in the streets. They can get you anywhere, you know. Even here in this room. But I try not to let them know about me. That's the best way.
I think that hat she's wearing is lined with tinfoil.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
They'll hear you.
Of course, she's actually probably not wrong.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? They're evil creatures. Did you know that evil people can send them into your dreams? They can. That's why I never sleep.
Right, thanks.
Excellent point, Kiss and Hugs. And Nico, that is actually... That's a good theory as well.
Do you know anything?
It would be bad luck.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? Mais oui! I used to love the St. John's Eve Mass at Sandwick Cathedral. Of course, it is also a night of great wickedness, worse than All Hallows Eve. They will corrupt anything, Father.
They? They who?
Oh, you know.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I don't think I should say any more about that.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh, her? I could tell you about her. Voodoo Queen. Ah! My great-grandmother was an acolyte of Marie Laveau. She knew the truth about her.
Your birthday is apparently a second Halloween. Congratulations, I guess?
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
No, I won't say anything more. Not to you, Father. I'm sure you mean well, but you are an outsider.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
You can tell this woman is crazy because she has no problem with a Catholic priest showing up at her house and asking her weird questions like, do you know anything about animal masks?
Do you know anything about veves?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
Oh, yes, Father. It is the wickedest kind. The kind they practice here in New Orleans.
Tell me more about black voodoo.
I already told you, black voodoo is what they practice here.
Have you ever heard of a Schattenjäger?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
Okay. I in no way deliberately skipped over this one because it's the most significant topic for this woman. No, I didn't do that deliberately at all.
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans corps means?
Mais oui, I know. I bet you do not, Father, n'est-ce pas?
It means don't eat the chili. And then the classic double bluff. Of course I know what it means. Do you?
It means goat without horns.
Father, you surprise me. You do know what it means. You know what they mean by goat without horns, don't you? A human being. That's right. Slit your throat, cut out your heart. Pure evil murder.
That Cabri sans corps thing.
Do not continue to tease me, Father. You know what it means as well as I.
Different regional dialect, Midnight.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She was only a front for the real evildoers, Father. And that's the truth about Marie Laveau.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She was...
Human sacrifice. What does... Let's find out what the old woman knows about human sacrifice. Maybe you were right, Nico, but you had the wrong old woman.
Do you know anything about human sacrifice here in New Orleans?
Well, my great-grandmother could tell stories. She saw it. People say that sort of thing wasn't done in New Orleans. But the real voodoo queens did it. Oh, yes.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you very much. That is artistry right there.
Can you tell me anything else about human sacrifice?
What is there to tell? They cut your heart out.
Who were the real voodoo queens?
Well, my great-grandmother told me that Laveau was just a front, a flamboyant decoy. She distracted authorities from the real voodoo queen of New Orleans.
Bagel!
It's been the same one for almost 200 years. She's head of a secret voodoo en fort. That's what they call their temples, you know. It's so secret. Most of the voodoo people in
I'm
this
good,
city
Bagel.
don't
I'm
even
happy to
know
have you
about
here.
it.
Welcome
The
in.
real
Have
voodoo
fun with
queen
this.
controlled Laveau, gave her a
We're having
little bit
fun,
of power,
talking
and
about
used
voodoo
her
and
like
human
a puppet.
sacrifice. It's a good time.
Is there anything else you remember about the real voodoo queen?
Well, my great-grandmother said that the real voodoo queen was the most beautiful woman on earth. She had the most incredible copper-colored skin.
Incredibly beautiful copper-colored skin. I don't know anybody like that, do I?
Is there anything else you remember about the real voodoo queen?
Well, they are all brides of Satan. Other than that, I can't think of anything.
They're all brides of Satan. Other than that, nah, they're fine.
Tell me more about this secret voodoo hound fool.
Well, I've never seen it. I wouldn't go
Yes,
near
kiss
it
and
if
hugs.
you paid me.
You are
But
very
it's here
good.
in Orleans,
And
I
I'm very good
guarantee it.
too.
I hear the drums at night, oh yes. That's why I am so ill. I tell you, those drums. But we shouldn't talk about it. They'll hear us. It's the devil's work that happens there. I can tell you. I'll show you something. Something secret. You mustn't tell anyone, Father.
I swear on my collar.
Here it is, mon père. A true object of evil if there ever was one.
It radiates something, all right.
It belonged to my great-grandmother. She told my mother that it was a token to gain entrance to the real voodoo ceremonies.
You don't say.
To tell you the truth, I always felt nervous about having it in the house. You know, evil influence and all.
Oh, I can see how you would, yes.
And yet, I could never part with it. It's been in the family for generations. Would you bless it for me, Father? I feel strange asking such a thing of you, but surely you understand.
Bless this bracelet of a snake, even though its vibes aren't great. Let voodoo spirits go away. Don't come back another day. And now, let us pray.
I love that blessing, and yeah, let's make a little mold of this.
Gabriel has a thought about the clay.
Bless, oh bless, this circlet of silver. Take the curse, oh take it, Wilbur.
A lovely blessing, mon père.
Yes, I think it made a lasting impression. Here you go.
I love that. I love that blessing.
I feel so much better now.
I still want to know who Wilbur is and what he was supposed to do. Yes, that is the most Catholic blessing I've ever heard. I think it's time to go.
Well, madame, I must be gone.
Of course, Father. I know how busy you must be tending your flock.
I'm not going back on the street looking like this.
Now, I think... trip to the cemetery, maybe see the family again. Is this still the
The
same?
voodoo code message is still on the wall.
Okay, same thing. Does he have anything interesting?
Could I have a minute of your time?
You got something to say, son?
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Did you try setting it to Wilbur? Oh yeah, what do you know about Black Voodoo?
Do you know anything about Black Voodoo?
Black voodoo? I seen lots of voodoo markings in this cemetery. I seen graves dug up and stuff you don't want to know about stolen from them. But voodoo, black voodoo, sounds like a devil of a distinction, you ask me.
Do you know anything about Veves?
I don't know what you talking about.
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo hound fool?
I don't know what you talking about.
What can you tell me about Wilbur? I like that. I think we've had enough fun with him. Let's go see the family.
The marker reads Philip Knight.
Daddy.
The marker reads Margaret Templeton Knight.
My mother.
Let's say hi to Mom and Dad.
Hey, Daddy. Miss you, Mom.
Malia.
Mr. Knight, what are you doing here?
My family's tomb is here.
Mine too.
I noticed. Subtle.
Well, Mr. Knight, if there's nothing else.
Don't go. I need to talk to you.
Whatever for.
I can't stop thinking about you. I've been in your thoughts too. I can see it in your eyes.
Mr. Knight, you don't know anything about me. I'm not in a position to get involved.
I've said that a million times myself, but this is different. I think we both know we can't fight it. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this.
I have so many obligations. My family is very traditional. You wouldn't understand.
Hey, I love tradition. I've seen Fiddler on the Roof 100 times.
This isn't a musical, Mr. Knight. We live in different worlds.
Look, I know you've got more money than God. Do you think I care? Do you think that's why I'm saying this?
No, I don't.
Why don't you come see my world? I have a little bookshop, St. George's on Bourbon.
I know.
See? I knew it. You're crazy about me, too. Come back tonight. Please. My world isn't so bad.
I'm sorry, but there's no place for someone like you in my life. Not now, not ever.
Damn it.
Yeah, she wants me. Always a fun trip to the cemetery. So, I haven't been to the bar in a while. Let's have fun at the bar. Talk to Sam. The bartender always has to
Could
be
I
Sam.
ask you a few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
Can you tell me anything about a secret voodoo hound fool?
Are you kidding? Around here? Hope they aren't serving drinks.
Well, if they are, I don't think anyone in his right mind would want one. Do you know anything about Veves?
Never heard of it.
So what has Sam told you about voodoo?
That's about all I can remember.
I don't remember what he said, but yeah.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt your game, but could I ask you a few questions?
What game? This isn't a game. It's a slaughter.
He's right, you know, so let me die in peace, would you?
Alright. He needs a little bit of confidence boost, I think.
Got a second, Sam? It's about your game.
I don't have a game. That's my problem. Don't you touch those chess pieces while I'm gone, you bastard.
I ain't never needed to cheat yet, you loser.
Thought you might be interested in this gambling oil.
Let me see that. Master Gambling Oil. What's it for?
It might make a good salad dressing.
Don't you ever wonder why Marcus wins every time?
Get out of here. Marcus would never use something like this.
Well, if that's what you want to believe. This is a powerful voodoo oil.
Ah, go on. Really?
This voodoo oil could make a nun get lucky.
Really? You think it really works, huh?
I'd stake my reputation as a novelist on it.
And you say Marcus uses this. That explains a lot. Let me see that bottle. Oh, this looks authentic.
Oh, it is.
If I could really beat that bastard. Stonewall, give me a Pim's cup, would you?
Coming up, Sam.
How much you think I ought to put in here?
Careful, you don't want to overdo it. Too much luck can be dangerous.
Ha! There's no such thing as too much. Now stand back.
Come on already. I'm ready to checkmate.
We'll see about that, Mr. Schmutty Big Mouth. Checkmate! Checkmate, you bastard!
Son of a bitch.
20 years I've been waiting to say that. Checkmate, checkmate, checkmate!
You are the biggest butthead Sam Singleton that I ever met.
Checkmate!
You can just put this chessboard where the sun don't shine.
Hallelujah! I did it! Yippee!
Nice game.
Nice game. Hell, I was brilliant! Course, I gotta give some of the credit to that oil of yours. I've been losing to that guy for 20 years. If you ever need a favor, you come to Sam, you hear?
Will do.
What kind of favor can Sam the jeweler do for me, I wonder?
Could you do anything with this?
What is this? A clay mold? Well, I am a jeweler, you know. And I owe you one. Would you like me to cast this for you?
If you can.
You got it, pal. Actually, it'll be a pleasure to get my tools out. First time in years. I've been too busy playing that goddamn game. I'll have the bracelet tomorrow. Meet me here.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, see, Midnight, I think that the true master gambling oil is the friends we made along the way.
It's getting late. Gabriel decides to go home for the day.
It's just the right thing to say, Orcswag. It's just the right thing.
Excuse me. I'm going inside.
Oh, excuse me, I'm afraid St. George's is closed for the day.
I'm not a customer. I'm here to see the owner.
Why don't you just leave your name and number with me, and I'll tell him you stopped by.
Listen, if Gabriel is here, he'll want to see me. Is he here?
Really couldn't say for certain, but in the morning...
Gracie, say goodnight. You came. I didn't think you would.
Hey, Moscow.
I didn't think I
Thanks
would
for stopping
either.
by.
Your eyes.
Good to have you here.
Oh, I could show you around a little. Yeah, it's not much, but...
Please, don't. I
Oh my
couldn't
God.
focus on much of anything right now.
Yeah.
Hi,
I
Phoenix.
know. God, what
Thanks
is
for
it about you?
Thanks for
Just
stopping
shut up
by.
and kiss me.
You came at an interesting time. Kaziraz! Yes, this is my Phoenix. You are my first raid. I love you, Phoenix. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you here. My name is Scrupper. For those of you who don't know, I am a big fan of Viva. Some of you have probably seen me in some other streams, particularly Ben's. I have recently started streaming. I've decided to go through some classic games that I grew up with, and we're playing right now Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. Gabriel just ended up getting lucky as you guys all arrived. And this is awesome. I don't have a lot to say right now.
You're not speaking to me this morning?
Don't
a
be
little
silly.
bit
I just have nothing to say.
surprised.
Did you find out anything about that pattern I gave you?
Yeah, I did find something.
And I'm just happy to have you all here. And I mean, I can't track all of the follows
I
going
checked the
on, but
microfiche at the
thank you
public
everyone
library.
for following.
I found an article about a murder in 1810.
Oh yes,
The
kiss and hugs.
newspaper published a part of
She's
the
jealous.
pattern
She's
found
very
around the
jealous.
body. It looks damn close.
You're incredible. All that work.
Forget it.
Have it your way.
Alright, so I'm gonna just save the game here. Day 4 it is, so that I can see what's going on in chat. Well, thank you, Moscow. I appreciate the suggestion. This is great. Like I said before, I'm happy to have you here. I always said if I get raided by any of the Viva people, I'll just play it cool and calm. I'm not precisely cool and calm, but I'll get there eventually. Thank you, Midnight. Yes, we are playing Gabriel Knight, something, 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 Dark Side. Hey, Jem. Welcome. I mean, I can't really even follow chat right now. It's the busiest chat I've ever had. Just happy to have all you guys here. Alrighty, so yeah, again, thank you everybody for coming by. Thank you for all of the follows. I think we're gonna keep on going with the game, because we're having fun here. We're all having fun. And for those of you who just came in, this dude right here wasn't here before.
Have you noticed this guy outside the shop?
Yeah. He gives me the creeps. I wish he'd go away.
I think in my investigation of local voodoo, I'm starting to step on some toes.
Get the hell out of here.
The figure outside does not respond.
That is actually a very good idea, Moscow, for everybody who just arrived. The premise of this game is that Gabriel here, who some people have suggested that... Let's get a close-up of Gabriel so you can see. Some people have actually suggested that Ben would make a very good
Grace?
Gabriel Knight.
What's up?
I think a lot of us can actually see Ben playing this guy. So the basic premise of the game is that Gabriel is writing a book about voodoo, basically a kind of a murder mystery about voodoo, and he's basing it loosely around some murders that are actually happening in New Orleans. So he's got a friend in the police department that he's working with, and he's going around town just trying to find out what he can about voodoo. And as time goes on, he's finding out that there's more to the local voodoo than it seems. Yes, there is definitely murder. And he's discovering things about himself. He has actually been contacted from distant relatives that he didn't know in Germany, who want to try to explain to him his family history, where that comes in, and how that actually ties into what's going on now. So at this point, yeah, that's basically what's going on.
Do you have messages for me?
Nope. None right now.
This game actually came out in 1993, so it's a bit of a classic. I know there are some people in chat who are younger than this game. Okay, Kiss and Hugs, you get yourself ready for your stream. I will see you in a bit. You can just let me know when you are ready to go. And yes, Kiss and Hugs, you're right. He's a writer, played by Tim Curry. That's about it. His best friend, the cop, is actually voiced by Mark Hamill. We have an expert at the local voodoo museum who is voiced by Michael Dorn, better known as Worf. This game has a very good voice cast. And it's actually one of my favorite games from, actually to pretty accurately date myself, this is one of my favorite games from when I was in high school. So I don't think I have anything more to talk to her about. One of the daily rituals we have is reading the paper.
Times-Picayune, dated June 21st, 1993. Gabriel's eye is immediately drawn to an article about the voodoo murders. He scans it quickly.
I don't believe this. They've closed the case.
What case?
The voodoo murders case. The paper says that the police have learned that the murders were the result of an underworld cartel war and that the war is over.
That's not good.
It's ridiculous. What about the killers? And the voodoo angle, they never got anything on that.
I know you were into it, Gabriel. But if it's over, that's hardly a negative. Anyway, if you're that upset, why don't you talk it over with your pal Mosley?
You don't get it, Grace. Just forget it, okay?
Gabriel decides to check his horoscope, despite his disgust. Death walks close to you today. Resist temptation, lest his eye fall on you too.
Peachy.
Yeah, Gabriel has the most interesting horoscopes. Has he actually had his coffee today? He has not. Let's have a cup of coffee. That makes everybody feel better.
Good coffee.
Good coffee, indeed. Let's try to figure out, what do I need to do?
It's a newspaper clipping from the year 1810. The newspaper clipping describes a ritualistic murder in Congo Square. It includes a rough sketch of a pattern found around the body. The sketch is very similar to the reconstructed Veve.
Yeah, I don't know how long he's going to stand there. He certainly seems committed to just staring in the window.
The letters
That's the German Ritter. That's German letter. Already had that. Got it.
This is the first page of inventory.
Thank you. I appreciate knowing that. Let's see. I forget.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
I don't know if I asked her if she's got messages.
Do you have messages for me?
Nope.
Alright.
Could you do some...
Sure. What?
Nope. Don't need any
think of
research.
anything.
Okay.
Right, yeah. I mean, staring in... I mean, and we don't really know what his hobby is. That's the interesting puzzle. Is his hobby just staring into old bookstore windows? Is his hobby staring at Japanese American women, which is extraordinarily creepy for a hobby? Is his hobby just like standing eastward periodically? We don't know. It's fascinating. We should ask him what's going on. What is your hobby, sir?
Get the hell out of here.
The figure outside does not respond.
Maybe his hobby is just not talking to people. Who knows?
See you later.
Have fun.
Don't mind the creepy guy out there. I'm sure you'll be fine. I don't know. I don't really know where to go right now. Let's go here. Yes, Kazzy, he is creepy as fuck. I remember the first time I played this game. When he showed up, I was like legitimately creeped out. When it's like I'm looking at the same bookshop that I've seen for the first couple of days in game, and then I noticed him in the window. I'm like, the f is that guy? Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Moscow. Thanks for suggesting that raid. I really appreciate it. And yeah, Orc Swag. Full Throttle's actually on my list of things to play when I get around to it. So I'm sure you will be around for that. Yes, Kiss and Hugs should be starting stream around 7. Lots of streaming tonight. Friday's a good night for streaming. Get whatever you... Ooh. I know him.
That's Crash. What the hell is he up to with that drummer?
What is up with Crash? For those who weren't here before, the police brought Crash in, interrogated him about the voodoo murders, and he just kind of freaked out and they let him go. Crash is here. I'm going to save this because saving games is what you do with old 80s and 90s adventure games. You just save because bad things happen.
Crash is huddled in a pew. He looks seriously ill.
I need to talk to you. Ask you some questions.
No way, man. I'm too sick. Let's go away.
Come on. I have to know what you know about these voodoo people.
You don't know nothing about nothing, man. You're so far out of it, you wouldn't understand anything. Just like that friend of yours, Mosley. Go away.
I'm not like Mosley. I know more than you think I do. I'll believe you.
Forget it, man. It's not worth my breath.
How can we convince Crash that we're part of the group? We can't because I forgot to do something. I'll be back. I need to go to the bar. Sort myself out. Don't die until I get back, Crash. Here we go.
Sam, my man.
Hey there, it's you. I got that bracelet for you. This piece was a real toughie. For some reason, the metal just wasn't setting. I must be out of practice.
Well, it looks good to me. Thanks, Sam.
No problem. By the way, I'm heading out of town tonight.
Yeah, where to?
Marcus used to tell me that if I ever beat him at chess, he'd take me around the world.
The old bastard has enough money stuffed in his mattress to cover the federal deficit, and he hates spending a penny of it. I'm gonna enjoy watching him squirm through every mile.
Sounds like fun. Good luck.
Are you kidding? Luck is my middle name.
All right. Now, let's go back to church. Get back over to talk to Crash again. Here, I'm one of you.
Do you recognize this?
Where'd you get that?
Why? Do you know something about it?
Know something about it?
Look at this. Crash opens his shirt and reveals a tattoo.
It's the same. The same snake.
It's their sign. The mark of the snake. Without it, they'll never let you get close.
The sign of the snake. Right. Your tattoo, my bracelet. Now, do you believe that I know something about these people?
you know about them, I guess.
Alright, so now we can ask him
Will
some
you
questions.
answer some questions for me now?
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll talk to you a little. I'll make it fast.
Let's keep this simple.
Tell me what you know about voodoo.
Look, just take some advice. Stay away from this voodoo shit. You don't really want to know, man.
The man
Believe me.
does not look healthy.
Just do yourself a favor and leave me alone.
I want to know about the voodoo murders.
You're on the right track. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna risk my life by talking about it, man.
I actually like how with this particular interrogation, he isn't asking in a casual fashion. It's not, what do you know about voodoo? It's, tell me what you know about voodoo, because this is serious.
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans Coeur means?
I never heard of that.
Alright.
Do you know anything about snakes?
The eyes. Snake's eyes. Dambala.
Okay, calm down.
Yeah.
Tell me what you know about a secret voodoo hanfour in New Orleans.
Oh, man. Shut up about that shit. Can't you see I'm sick? Are you trying to kill me?
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
Black voodoo? What the hell is that? Voodoo's voodoo, man.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm sick. Dying. Eating a big enchilada. What the fuck else matters?
I saw you talking to that drummer. What did you tell him?
You saw me with the drummer? Nobody's supposed to see. Shit. I blew it again. Promise you won't say nothing to no one. It'll get back to him, everything does. Promise me you won't tell anyone you saw me.
Okay, but you have to tell me everything I want to know.
Okay. Okay. I was sending a message, man. They have these rotter drummers posted around the quarter. They see everything. And they report.
Report? How?
The drums, man. It's some kind of code.
Alright. That seems
Tell me
important.
about the Rada drums.
I already told you about that.
Just a few more questions.
Get on with it, man.
I don't know what else I need to ask him. Oh,
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
They always met outside somewhere at night. I saw them last year dancing and howling. You don't want to be anywhere near them.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
I don't know her. Honest.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Man.
Now tell me about the voodoo murders.
They did the murders. And that's not the only way they kill. They can get you from miles away. Just by saying your name.
Come on, you don't really believe that, do you?
I seen it, man. You can't cross them.
Tell me more about the voodoo murders.
There's nothing more to tell. They kill people.
Now tell me what you know about voodoo.
All I know is these people are into some weird shit. They have real power. They can write your name on a piece of paper, chew it, and you end up minced meat. Like you've been through a grinder. They know things in their heads. Things that no one ever knew about you. They know when you lie. They can smell it. They're fucking scary, man. I don't know if it's the devil or what. But it ain't no fake shit, man. It's real.
Probably midnight. Yeah, probably.
Crash, tell me more about this voodoo cartel.
I told you all I know. I don't want to talk about it no more.
Tell me more about the voodoo murders. Tell me what you know about a secret...
All right. There's this is an underground cartel in New Orleans. A voodoo cartel. They control everything that happens on the street.
It's a fair point, Orkswag. It's a very fair point.
They have their fingers in the legit world, too. Banks, foreign stuff, you name it. There's supposed to be this temple. What you said, a Hound 4. That's their headquarters. I heard people say it's underground. Somewhere in the French Quarter. I don't know where.
Have you ever been there?
No. I've never been in it. I'm a nobody. A runner. But I saw them once. Out at the lake. They became animals, man. Beasts. I remember the eyes. The eyes.
Hey, are you okay?
The eyes. The eyes of the snake.
I think I should go get a doctor. Hey, are you all right?
Someone! I need help!
The eyes of the snake. Dambala.
Oh! What snake? Crash!
Crash spasms twice more, then dies as Gabriel watched.
Oh, God. Poor bastard.
Yeah, I think shit's getting real now. Yeah, no, that wasn't creepy at all.
Crasher's shirt is closed. Crasher's face shows signs of strangulation. His death was not a pleasant one. There's no point. On Crash's chest is a tattoo of a snake.
Yes, Nico, you definitely have a fair point. I mean, I definitely don't know anybody named Thick Boy McKimbo. Excuse me. I think this is important.
I guess I better copy this tattoo.
Penny! Thanks for the follow, Penny. And I don't think I want to do anything more here that's not cool.
It's getting late. Gabriel decides to go home for the day.
Alright, that was a pretty quick day, but a rather eventful one. Good night, Grace.
Hello?
It's me. I
That's a very respectful
Me
thing to do,
neither.
Midnight.
Can I?
Yes. Come.
Are you okay, Gabriel?
Sure. Great. Why?
I'm worried about you.
If I were any better, Grace, I'd be dead. Now, what's up?
You got another package this morning. FedEx from Germany.
I was expecting that. Where is it?
Very polite of you, Midnight.
Well, it kind of
Very
came open,
polite.
but I salvaged the contents. There was a letter from your great-uncle Wolfgang in a journal.
The package just came open, huh? How'd you like the journal?
Someone has to look after you. You're in trouble. In case you don't know it.
Yeah, you've been reading my horoscope again, haven't you,
They
Grace?
can't afford blinds
Just read
at
the
this
journal
point.
carefully, Gabriel. Please.
I got it.
St. George's books. Oh, Professor Hartridge, I'm glad you called. Did you... You did? Wait, slow down. The Aigris? Really? You think that's them? The wheel within a wheel? Ogun Badagri, huh? Well, that does sound like it. Dambala, the snake. That's the wavy pattern at the bottom, okay. The 1791 slave revolt in Santo Domingo. Well, why would the Veve show up there? Okay. 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 Look, I'll come over as soon as I can. Okay. Relax, Professor. I'm excited too, but you're gonna give yourself a heart attack. Okay. Thanks. See ya.
I wish you'd tell me what's going on. I swear you're gonna step into a hole you may never get out of.
Don't look so worried. No one knows what I'm doing. I'm perfectly safe. And I'm getting some great stuff for the book. Besides, there's something about all this. My dreams.
What about your dreams?
Nothing. I'll be careful, I promise.
Okay, Kiss, if you're ready and you want to start up stream, unless you already have, I will come on over. This is actually a pretty good stopping point since we just started. Let's just read the paper. Alright, so I'm going to just read the morning paper, and then, no, you don't. Save the game now. Remember to read the paper tomorrow. Alright, so let's quit out of the game. Switch over to this screen. Hi, everybody. Now I'm on this slightly different screen with a different camera position, and everything's the same. Thank you, Kiss and Hugs. Yes, save your shit. I will hop over. We're all going to go raid Kiss and Hugs because that's what we want to do. And Kiss and Hugs is going to be playing some Fall Guys, and I think I'm going to be playing some Fall Guys with her, and we're going to have fun. Yeah! Just need to remember how to do that raiding thing. Raid channel. We's gonna raid Kiss and Hugs. Right. Thank you, everybody, for coming by and visiting me. Everybody who came over with Phoenix and stuck around, thank you very much. Everybody who was here from the beginning, thank you very much. I'm glad that you're all enjoying it. I will be streaming again tomorrow at my usual time, 7 o'clock. And we're going to go from there. Bye, everybody.